Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsports, an apex where speed and technology converge to create a racing series like no other. It reigns as the swiftest and most technologically sophisticated on Earth, a rare breed of sport that reaches beyond its core enthusiasts to captivate a worldwide audience. Within this realm, we've witnessed heart-pounding overtakes, heart-stopping crashes, and incredible escapes from the brink of disaster, all etching their narratives into recent memory. For close to 7 decades, F1 has reigned supreme, a testament to its endurance and evolution. Yet, beneath its surface lies a history woven with the courage of extraordinary drivers and the radical ingenuity of manufacturing teams. An intriguing tale of bravery and innovation that has defined the essence of Formula One. Rooted in the earliest days of motor racing, the pinnacle of speed and precision emerged from the vibrant European racing scene that thrived during the interwar period. The name Formula One stems from a set of regulations that all participants and their cars must adhere to, a name that briefly shifted to Formula A in its nascent stages. In the late 1930s, the idea of a Formula One Drivers' Championship emerged, but World War II intervened, halting progress. Post-war, the notion was revived, and races began in 1946. The subsequent year marked the decision for a Drivers' Championship finalised in 1950. In May that year, the first World Championship race unfolded at Silverstone, after a preliminary event in Pau a month earlier. The inaugural season featured 7 of many Formula One races for the championship, starting a journey. Amid expansion, non-championship Formula One races also dotted the landscape until 1983, when costs rendered them unfeasible. Early years witnessed privateers and pre-war giants like Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Maserati, and Mercedes-Benz. Giuseppe Nino Farina secured the inaugural title, but Juan Manuel Fangio took center stage in the 1950s, capturing titles from 1951 to 1957 with 5 different manufacturers. Challenges abounded. 1952 to 1953 faced scant entries, adapting races to Formula 2 rules. Among the 20 manufacturers of 1950, most bowed out due to rising expenses, with Ferrari the sole survivor. The initial decade was marked by safety woes, with 13 drivers losing their lives in F1 cars. Technological evolution was deeply ingrained in the car's essence. Initial seasons featured pre-war models like Alfa's 158, front-engined with narrow-treaded tyres and supercharged 1.5-litre or naturally aspirated 4.5-litre engines. The re-emergence of Formula One regulations in 1954 ushered a 2.5-litre engine capacity limit. Mercedes-Benz exhibited strides until their withdrawal post the 1955 Le Mans tragedy. The late 1950s introduced rear-engined cars, pioneered by Cooper and eventually embraced by all by 1961. The addition of a Constructors' Championship in 1958 elevated the team's experience. A period of British prominence dawned as Mike Hawthorn's 1958 title victory converged, while Stirling Moss held a notable position without clinching the championship. British and Commonwealth drivers such as Jim Clark, Jackie Stewart, John Surtees, Jack Brabham, Graham Hill, and Denny Holmes seized the spotlight, gathering 9 drivers and 10 Constructors' Championships between 1962 and 1973. In this chapter, the British racing Green Lotus emerged as an icon, boasting an innovative aluminum sheet monocoque chassis that supplanted traditional space frame designs. In 1968, Lotus revolutionized by becoming the inaugural carrier of advertising on their cars. In 1970, tragedy struck as German driver Jochen Rindt suffered a grave crash during the Italian Grand Prix qualifying round. A brake shift failure caused him to crash through the guardrail. Despite wearing a loosely secured harness, Rindt sustained fatal throat injuries. Shockingly, Rindt was declared deceased while en route to a nearby hospital. Remarkably, Rindt's prowess endured even beyond his passing. He clinched the championship title for that year posthumously, as none of his fellow drivers managed to amass a comparable number of victories throughout the season. Jochen Rindt remains an exceptional figure in the realm of Formula One, being the sole racer in history to claim the title of Formula One World Champion posthumously. Following the tragic passing of Jochen Rindt, the audience for the sport continued to grow. accompanied by a heightened awareness of the need for enhanced safety measures. The FIA, recognizing the imperative of safeguarding drivers, embarked on a journey to explore and implement advancements in safety. The late 1970s ushered in innovations like ground effect aerodynamics, propelling speeds, and cornering capabilities to new heights. Against this backdrop, Bernie Ecclestone orchestrated a transformation of Formula One's commercial rights, catapulting the sport into a billion-dollar global enterprise. Ecclestone's tenure saw shifts in team dynamics, including the rise of major manufacturers and culminating in the 1981 Concord Agreement after turbulent negotiations. In 1976, the world of Formula One ignited with fervor as Niki Lauda secured the first of his remarkable 3 world championships. Amidst his triumphs, Lauda's path intertwined with that of James Hunt, an esteemed British driver, adding a riveting layer of competition to the racing landscape. Yet, Lauda's acclaim was shadowed by close calls with danger. The year 1976 etched an indelible mark when Lauda faced a life-threatening crash during the German Grand Prix at Nürburgring. In a heart-stopping moment, his car hurtled off the track, colliding with an embankment before erupting into flames with Lauda trapped within the inferno. The haunting crash left Lauda with burns and enduring scars on his head, a partially absent ear, and eyelids that were lost but subsequently restored through surgery. However, Lauda staged an astonishing return to the sport, defying the odds by missing only 2 races in the aftermath of the calamitous accident. His astonishing recovery kept his championship aspirations alive. The culmination arrived at the Japanese Grand Prix, a showdown that would be etched in Formula One lore. In this thrilling climax, James Hunt emerged triumphant, narrowly defeating Lauda for the World Championship title, cementing the Japanese Grand Prix of 1976 as one of the sport's most electrifying and dramatic tales. A decade following Lauda's ascent to fame, the Formula One arena welcomed a rising star who would soon etch his name incredibly in history: Michael Schumacher. In a remarkable twist of fate, Schumacher made his Formula One debut for Team Jordan, substituting for one of the team's main drivers who was unable to participate. This seemingly unlikely stand-in role would eventually yield far-fetched results, as Schumacher would go on to secure an awe-inspiring 7 world championships, solidifying his place in the hearts of many as the ultimate Formula One driver of all time. While strides were being made to bolster safety measures and technological advancements throughout the 1970s, 80s and 90s, the sport of Formula One was not immune to heart-wrenching tragedies. The weekend of May 1st, 1994 stands as one of the darkest chapters in the history of Formula One. The ominous undertones surfaced on April 29th, during Friday's practice sessions leading up to the San Marino Grand Prix, when Brazilian driver Rubens Barrichello encountered a harrowing crash. Miraculously, Barrichello emerged with a broken nose and sprained wrist, subsequently continuing his journey in Formula One for years to come. Tragically, the following day, April 30th, unfolded with an even graver turn of events. During the qualifying session, rookie driver Roland Ratzenberger from Austria tragically lost his life. Ratzenberger had endured a minor crash earlier in the race, choosing to soldier on, unaware that the collision had compromised part of the car's front wing. Unfortunately, the damaged segment detached during the race, leading to a second crash that claimed Ratzenberger's life. The impact resulted in fatal injuries to Ratzenberger's skull and aorta. This shocking event reverberated deeply within the hearts of fans and racers alike, marking the end of a prolonged period without fatalities on Formula One tracks. In the aftermath of Ratzenberger's tragic passing, a somber air engulfed the Formula One community. Calls to cancel or postpone the ensuing day's race echoed among the drivers, including the iconic 3-time world champion Ayrton Senna. Despite these sentiments, Senna, a revered figure in the sport and a national hero in Brazil, took to the track for Sunday's race. Within the cockpit, Senna carried an Austrian flag, intending to hoist it in tribute to Ratzenberger upon securing victory. The fateful Sunday, unfolding on May 1st, bore witness to a heart-wrenching turn of events. On the 7th lap of the race, Ayrton Senna's car collided violently with the track wall. The impact inflicted severe injuries and led to significant blood loss. Tragically, Senna succumbed to his injuries at a nearby hospital shortly thereafter. The devastating events involving Ratzenberger and Senna marked the first fatalities in Formula 1 in over a decade, casting a pall of sorrow over the sport. The weekend of May 1st, 1994 remains etched in history as Black Sunday, a poignant reminder of the fragility and risks inherent in the pursuit of speed and glory on the Formula 1 stage. In the aftermath of the tragic fatalities involving Ronald Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna, Formula 1 undertook a steadfast commitment to amplify safety measures to unprecedented heights. Simultaneously, the drivers of the sport persisted in their pursuit of excellence, continuously pushing the boundaries of what was achievable. A prime exemplar of this prowess was Michael Schumacher, who achieved an astounding 7 world titles while orchestrating an era of unrivaled supremacy with Scuderia Ferrari. His retirement from Formula 1 in 2006 was marked by his acknowledgement as the most triumphant athlete to grace the sport's tracks. Schumacher, however, returned in 2010 to race for Team Mercedes, although his subsequent years did not mirror the same triumphant trajectory. Within the dynasties of Ferrari, Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, a singular season of astonishment shook Formula 1 enthusiasts. The inception of Brawn GP in 2009 led to a breathtaking performance that culminated in capturing the Constructors' Championship, with Jenson Button and Rubens Barrichello at the helm. Furthermore, Button claimed the title of the year's world champion, yet this sensational surge was short-lived, as Brawn GP transitioned into Mercedes GP after the one-year feat. Between 2010 and 2013, Sebastian Vettel left a notable mark, clinching 4 consecutive championships with the then compact Red Bull Racing team. Often heralded as the next Schumacher due to their shared nationality and Formula 1 excellence, Vettel's reign mirrored that of his predecessor. In 2008, Hamilton etched his name into history as the youngest world championship victor at a mere 23 years old. He embarked on a triumphant trajectory, amassing 5 additional titles within a 6-year span from 2014 to 2019. Then, Max Verstappen won the Italian Grand Prix in 2023 to register his 10th consecutive F1 win, overtaking Sebastian Vettel's record of 9 wins from 2009. Many hold the belief that the double world champion Max Verstappen stands a real chance of surpassing Michael Schumacher to become the ultimate holder of the most world championships in Formula 1's illustrious history. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting F1 updates and analysis. Stay tuned, and until next time, keep revving those engines.